Hello.
How you doing?
All right.
Okay, I'm going to take you through your competition makeup this year.
You okay?
I'm fine. Okay, the first thing you need is a primer. Doesn't matter. Bare Essentials makes a really good primer. This one came in my Ipsy kit. Any primer helps make the makeup nice and smooth, and it keeps it on there. So all I would do is apply it with my fingertips. Now, since I already did most of Adrian's face, you're going to see me imitate a lot of this. But I would take the primer and I would smooth it all over, making sure to get in on the eyelids, and that'll help the eye makeup stay. And then in and blend it up through hairline, down, neck. Stop
Tickles.
Stop it, you're not being a good model.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Next thing you do is find a foundation, a shade darker than their natural skin. You want to brighten them up a little bit. You can use your fingers, you can use a brush. They make these brushes now. I found this at TJ Maxx for $3. It goes on nice and smooth. So the next thing I would do is blend in that foundation, a shade different. Again, she already has it on her face, all over her face. Blend it into that hairline. Please don't stop and make that ring so it looks like they're wearing a mask. And blend it all down their neck. You don't want it to look like they're wearing a mask, but you want to give them a little color. Yes, I blend over the ears too. Okay, you can use your fingers. You do not have to use a brush. Okay, then I go to work on the eyes. The first thing you want to do in this palette is you're going to be using these 4 end colors. So this one is free for you to use. First thing you need to do is take this little brush and throw it away. You need to get a couple brushes to help put on the eye makeup. What this does is it doesn't allow you to make the lines that fit their eyes, and it also kind of mats it out and it's hard to blend with. So I like to use a couple of brushes. Now mind you, I got these in my Ipsy bag, but you can find them again. TJ Maxx and Marshalls is the best place to buy brushes. They're $2, $3. You can also get them at Target, Walmart. So I like to use a couple different ones. I like to use a fatter one to put overall lid and brow bone. I like to use an angled one for the crease. I like to use a flatter one to go just underneath to the middle of the pupil. It keeps it nice and tight. And I like to find a blending one. What else works well is they make those little foamy oval shape sponges. You can, again, find them at Walgreens, find them at Walmart. That helps blend the eyes too. Anything to make sure that your eye doesn't look choppy, choppy, choppy and blends in together. Okay, so where I start is with this top color, this basic neutral color. Now with her, it doesn't show up as bright, but I close her eye and I just go to town on the lid. I stay out of that corner and I just blend it in to her natural swoop. Da, 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 da. I carry on into the crease, building it up. You always want to start with your basics and then work the details. So again, I take that. Adrian's got nice, you can see where her eyeball drops down, and I just kind of follow that corner. Blend in the corner. I make sure I don't go out, and I stay on that line. You definitely want to make sure you keep on that angle, so don't go further than that. You can use a spoon, you can use a piece of paper. I look where her bottom lid is and where her eyebrow bone is, and I just kind of use my hand, and that's where I stop at. If I mess up, it's always good to have that sponge nearby. I like to use a little powder.
I love this photo before. What if I just
And go in there and blend. Okay, so then the next one I'm going to use, I'm going to clean off my brush. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to use this lighter shade on her.
Hold hands.
I'm going to go through the brow bone, connecting where I left off the last time. Don't worry if it looks a little piecey right now. you're gonna go back in and blend later. Would you hold this for me, please? I'm gonna carry it down into that crease, or that corner, excuse me, just to bring it all together. Now her eyes don't quite match right now because I was playing around with shades on the other side. So please forgive. Okay, I go back in. I just use my fingertip. Again, you can use one of those sponges. And I just blend.
Never liked you, Lucy.
You never want it to look like you've got straight lines going on. Okay. Next, I like to switch over to this angled brush. And I'm going to use this, so I go top, down, then I go top again on the end. And I'm using this brown shade to kind of build my corner. So some start in the corner. I like to start, open for a minute, close. I like to start right there in the crease and find where where the end of her eye meets. And I don't go any further than that. You don't want it to go all the way down because then you're going to get that black eye look. So lighter is better, I say, at the beginning, and then you can always build darker on it. And I make that corner shape. So I'm doing crease first. Again, it looks a little choppy right now, but you'll go back and blend. And then I take this is important, I take that angle from where her natural eye is, and that's where I go down to make my corner. So that when you open, you've got that cat eye effect, and it's not going straight out, it's opening up those eyes. So again, I take that lighter, I travel up, spend a little more time in that crease, make it a little thicker. And down. And this is where I check and make sure the eyes meet. Close. Okay. I just check and make sure there's no places I need to add anymore. And then I stop. I don't do my black yet. Did I do black underneath or did I do brown?
We did this one.
I did that one. That's what I thought. Okay. So then I like to take this flatter, tighter brush. Again, using that brown. I have her open her eyes. And I take that corner again, and I bring that corner down, and I just travel to the middle of that pupil. That kind of blends your makeup all in. Now you don't want this to be super thick because you don't want it to look like they have a black eye. So even if it spills over a little bit, I'm going to go back in and again blend it and fix it up. She's got a little excess eyeliner under there too that we didn't take off. Always make sure they start with a clean face. Next thing you want to do is go back to that corner brush and get in on the black. And this is where we're going to darken it up. So I'm going to go right in on that corner. I like to pull her eye at times too. It makes it a little tauter. And I'm going to define that corner. You already built the shape. So now this is where you can go in a little bit and make that corner nice and dark. Again, one side's a little lighter, this side's a little darker. Okay. Next I'm going to go in. I use a blending brush. You can use one of those foam balls. You can use your finger. And I'm going to go in and just make sure that there's no sharp lines and blend in this eye. Nice and clean is the word for this year. If you need to add a little more, you can go in and add a little more. If you need a touch up, again, that that powder does wonders. Now this is a little light for her skin, but it's what I'm working with. Clean it up, smooth it out, nice and clean. And then you've got a finished eye. Close. Okay, next thing that you're going to use is going to be the kid's favorite part. You need to line the eye. Now, I do not have eyeliner to work with, but I'm going to mimic it for you. Okay? So you're going to go through just basic. You're going to start, again, where that crease is. Don't go into the corner with the eyeliner. But you're going to start it where that crease is, and you're just going to line the eye. Now, don't think you can get out of this part. We will notice. Yes, even though you're going to put your eyelashes on over it, your line needs to be a little thicker. This is where you're building up the base to put those eyelashes on. So again, please don't skip these steps. Go ahead in, and you're going to, now I'm just pretending this will not show up on her eye, but you're going to go in and you're going to line their eye, natural eye. Don't do a wing because every wing will be different. You're going to go to the end of the eyelash line. Again, I'm just pretending to line it, but I would line it thick enough to where you're going to know where you put your eyelashes on. And then I'm going to have her open her eye. And this is the part your kids might freak out a little bit with. I'm not lining underneath, I'm lining in the waterline. So you're going to take that eyeliner, again, it'll be here, it'll stop at the edge of her eye. Now you're going to open up her eye and you're going to line in on their waterline. Now, and I'm going to go to the middle of the pupil. In the waterline, middle of the pupil. It's actually beneficial if they squint, because if they squint, what's going to happen is that eyeliner is now going to be on the inside of the waterline as well. So again, don't line underneath. We've already done that. We've already blended our eyeshadow. Pull down, and line inside that waterline. The best eyeliner I found is a felt tip. Some call it liquid, but it's a felt tip crayon. It goes on really nice and smooth, and it's super forgiving. Okay. After that, typically, I'll do your eyebrows. I'll mix it up. I'll do her eyebrows next. You definitely need to give some kind of an eyebrow, especially with those lighter ones. We want their eyebrows to look like their eyebrows and not caterpillars. So again, my favorite eyebrow one is called Eyebrow Wiz, from Anastasia. They sell it at Sephora. It's a little pricier. I also like the red Maybellines that are $2.99 for 2 of them. Okay, I'm not doing these plastered on eyebrows. I'm just taking her natural line and I'm feathering it like eyebrows would grow. Again, following her natural line. Please do not draw a straight line. Never draw a straight line, because then they're going to look like my grandma, who doesn't always draw them on straight. So again, I take them out. If I need to make it a little longer, then I go down and I make it a little longer on her if I need to. Again, this is my eyeliner, or this is my eyebrow pencil. Not necessarily matching everyone's color. And then what's great about this is there's a brush at the other end. And you can blend them in, shape the brow. This is super, super forgiving. Like that. Okay, now she's got brows. Next thing I do is I like to put a layer of mascara on before I put the eyelashes on. And then I'll put another layer on once they're on. This kind of builds it up and allows it to stay. This is what I do for those younger kids that you have a hard time putting them on. Blink slow and open. Blink slow and open. Blink slow and open. Blink slow and open. Look up. And then I go in. I don't have them do anything on this part. Just got mascara all over my hand. And you want to get all of their lashes. I just messed you up. And that's okay, because it's forgiving. Everything is forgiving. Yeah. Okay. The next thing I would, I got it all over my hand. Okay, the next thing I would do is, if their lashes go naturally forward, like Adrian's do, I would have her curl them. Now, younger kids, they probably don't want to do it. She will not let me go at her eyelashes, but you can mock it. This, again, will help it adhere adhere to the false eyelashes. So I don't have a pair of false eyelashes in front of me.
Right.
You need to cut them so that they are the length of their eyes.
Right.
So Adrian's, if I put on those full set, it would be too long. So I would just trim off the end. You want the longer side of the eyelash on the outside. So I like to trim the inside because I like that longer wing. So that's how you know which eye it goes on to. The longer side of the eyelash goes on the outside. So I trim them. I take my eyelash glue. Please don't use the black eyelash glue. It is not forgiving.
Nope.
The clear glue also, a lot of kids are allergic to it. I personally am. It burns when I get it in my eye. I like the white glue because it dries clear. I take my white glue. This is my pretend eyelash. I line it onto the eyelash. I let it get tacky for about 30 seconds. I go in. I start with the middle. I place the middle one right onto the eyelash. And then I just kind of fiddle with it so that it matches the base of her eye. I then have her open it to make sure it's on. If it is, I have her close it for about 2 minutes. I blow on it. I get the other one ready. Just have them sit there. It's actually better sometime if they are half asleep. So again, put it on the other one, get it tacky, put it on. If you see you need to fix the eyeliner, if you need to fix the eye, do that. The next step then is you need to go in and then put another layer of mascara so that those lashes and the mascara are joined as one.
Yep.
We're creating that illusion. Okay, so her eyes are done. Perfection.
Yay!
Next thing you're going to do, and it's very important, we're using bronzer and blush. You can use any bronzer. I have this in my matte, or in my Smashbox contouring kit, but they make a really good Neutrogena one that's healthy. This is my bronzer brush I use. You can use really any brush. You can even use those little ones. But what I have her do, I already have it on her face. Again, it's going to look weird at first until you blend. But I have her make that fish cheek, and I actually make the Nike swoop in and under her cheekbones. So not on, but I'm going in and under. And I travel it all the way back into her hairline. Now this shows up a little orange on her. So you really want to find a bronzer that's best for their skin tone. Every skin tone is different, but that creates the illusion of having cheekbones, which we're going to accent later. So again, and this is her favorite part, lighter is always better. You can always darken it up. It's better for us to tell you that we need to darken it up than we have to tell you take something off. So I go in and I blend it into her hairline. I blend it down into her skin tone, but still having that line. Okay. Next thing we're going to use, new this year, is we're going to use blush.
Blush.
Okay. Now this isn't my favorite brush to use for blush, but a skinnier one works. Any blush that complements their skin tone. This is just one I randomly had. Basic, not super red, not super light pink, just a rosier tone.
Yeah.
So she's going to do a really creepy move here, but she's going to smile like she just ate something sour. That's where you find the apple of their cheek. So then you can relax. Once you find the apple of their cheek, you can have them relax and then just travel it into that bronzer.
Okay, quick little ETA, 1 minute left on this.
Okay. I blend it, I blend it, I blend it, I blend it. Ta-da!
Ta-ta!
Again, at this point, you can go in with that loose powder. You could do it before the blush. You can blend it in that way with that loose powder. That loose powder helps everything. It is going to be your kid's savior. Last move, lipstick. And you all know how to put on lipstick. If I could find the lipstick. What's nice about the lipstick is there's a pointed tip that you can line with, but if you want a waxy liner, do it, go to town, finish look.
Yay!